Friends, welcome to my channel Commerce Talk with Sadhana. I created this space to make commerce concept super easy to understand using fun stories and simple explanations. I have covered all the core subjects for class 11th and 12th commerce right there. If there is any specific topic you are struggling with, go and check out the playlist. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a lesson. And today we are going to start financial accounting of class 12th accountancy. And our first chapter is Introduction to Financial Statements of a Company. So let's start. First of all, I want to ask you all a question that how do we know that if any company is rich, profitable or in trouble? How do we come to know? Do company also have a report card like you all? Yes or no? So yes, a company also have a report card, and that report card is called its financial statements. Got it? It's like you get report card from school, and company get report card which is known as financial statements. Your report card contains marks while company's report card contains profit. Got it? You have your books, laptop, any study material, and company have their machines, buildings, that is assets. You have your fees due to pay, and that is known as liability for the company. Got it? So just as a report card tell parents that how a student has performed, exactly like that, financial statement also tell investors, shareholders, banks and government that how a company has performed. Got it? I hope now you have got the basic idea of that what is financial statements of a company. So let's start with the definition that financial statements are formal written records that summarize the financial activities and position of a business. Same like report card. For companies registered under Companies Act 2013, these statements must be prepared in a prescribed format. It is not any option. It is compulsory for companies to prepare this financial statement and in a prescribed format. And this format is governed by Schedule 3 of the Act. Got it? And for our class 12th, we have to cover two financial statements which are very important. First one is statement of profit and loss, and second one is balance sheet. As its name is depicting that profit and loss, so this statement shows the financial performance over a period, that how much the company has gained or how performed during the last year. And balance sheet contains the financial position. It tells that where a company stands on a specific date. Got it? And why schedule 3? Schedule 3 I am saying because in schedule 3 the format of these financial statements are given. Got it? And why to prepare these statements according to prescribed format? Why? Because to ensure uniformity, comparability and transparency. When we want to compare financial statements of two companies, that this is company A, this is company B, when these companies adopt different methods, I will not be able to compare these companies at all. So it is prescribed in Schedule 3 that all company which are registered under Company Act 2013 must prepare according to this to make their statements uniform and to make comparable and also transparent the things. Got it? Let's come to next topic, that difference between statement of profit and loss and balance sheet. What is nature of profit and loss? Profit and loss is a income statement, whereas balance sheet is a position statement. It is during the year. It is on a specific date. It shows revenue and expenses. It shows assets, liabilities and equity. Period. It is for the year ended, that it is for whole year, but it is for only one specific date. Result, it tells net profit and loss, and it tells net worth of the company, that where our company stands. Equation, its formula is revenue minus expenses or profit or loss, and assets is equal to equity plus liability. You have done first chapter in 11th commerce for this equation. Got it? So statement of profit and loss we are studying now. Statement of profit and loss, also known as income statement or profit and loss account. Got it? As it tells about income of the company. It shows all revenues which company earned during the year subtracted by all expenses during the year, and that difference between revenue and expenses gives you a net profit. When there is revenue are greater than expenses, then we have profit, but vice versa, when expenses are greater than revenue, then we have loss. For example, we have revenue of 1 crore while expenses are 80 lakhs. So here is profit. But if I interchange these values, that revenue is of 80 lakh while expenses of 1 crore, the answer will be negative, so it is net loss. Got it? So basic structure of statement of profit and loss is, first of all, you have to write all income, that is revenue from operations plus other income. It will tell you total revenue. I will tell you in the next slide that what comes under revenue from operation, other income, what comes under expenses. I will give you detail of every heading or subheading. Here you only focus on the format. Got it? So revenue from operation plus other income, it will tell you total revenue. Then next step we have to calculate total expenses. Calculated total expenses. Third step, you have to subtract revenue and expenses. Okay, so total revenue minus total expenses will give you profit before tax, and to calculate after tax you have to charge tax from this profit, that is profit before tax minus tax will give you profit after tax or net profit. Got it? Let's start with that what comes under heading. So first of all, revenue. We have two types of revenue, revenue from operation or other income. Got it? So revenue from operation are those revenue which company gain from directly material which it is trading. So revenue from operation is a primary source of income, and it comes from core business activity of the company, that is known as turnover or net revenue. For manufacturing firm, what manufacturing firm do? It brings raw material, process it and make a finished product. Got it? So for that, manufacturing or trading company purchase and sale. It is trading company. So for a manufacturing or trading company, what are sales of product? That revenue which company get from selling of goods manufactured or directly traded. For example, sale of furniture, medicine, clothes. Sale of services, main business, the services rendered as main business are sale of services. For example, banking services. So banking services. Repair charges, consultation fees. Other operating revenues like incidental income tied to main operation. For example, if any scrap is there, then we can sell scrap, we can export subsidies, we can duty drawbacks. Got it? And we should less excise duty from all these. Got it? So deduct if included in sale price. If excise duty is already included in sales price, then you have to deduct excise duty from that. You will get this excise duty very rarely. It doesn't come often, so don't worry. For a finance company, what is a finance company? Which deals with finance, deposit and loan, which gives loans. So revenue from operation for finance company is interest earned, dividend income, rental or hire purchase, income from investment. All these are core activities for finance companies. Got it? And what are other incomes? All other incomes which are excluding from these are known as other incomes. Got it? So dividend income, when dividend is the income which give to shareholders. What are profit on sale of assets? You also know. Rent received, commission received, gain on exchange fluctuation. All these are other incomes, that is other than core activities of business. Now let's come to expenses. Our topic of revenue is clear. Revenue is divided into two headings, that is revenue from operation or other incomes. And under revenue from operations, manufacturing or trading companies takes different perspective, and finance companies takes different perspective. Got it? Which can be revenue from operation for manufacturing company can be other income for finance company. Got it? Or vice versa. Now let's jump to expenses. That what are expenses? Expenses are those payments incurred in running the business. Got it? So what can be expenses of a company? Cost of material consumed. First of all, the material which company is producing or manufacturing, that needs raw material. So that cost of raw material used in manufacturing during the year. And how to calculate cost of material consumed? We have opening stock of raw material plus purchases of raw material, that is total raw material of the year minus closing stock. It will give you cost of material consumed. Same like cost of goods sold. We do this in trading account. Okay. Same is cost of material consumed. Next is purchases of stock in trade. It represents the cost of goods purchased for resale. It is for trading company. It is equivalent to purchases in a trading account. Got it? And it is applicable to, as I told you earlier, it is applicable to only trading companies because they are purchasing for resale. So the stock they purchase exactly the stock they sell. They do not process or manufacture any other stock from that or process any other stock. Next is change in inventories of finished goods, work in progress and stock in trade. What are finished goods? That have been manufactured completely. Work in progress, which are in the progress, do not have been finished. And stock in trade, finished goods which are ready for sale. So this represents the net change in the level of all these items. How to calculate? Change in inventory is equal to opening stock. Whose opening stock? All three. Finished goods plus work in progress plus stock in trade. So change in inventory is equal to opening stock minus closing stock. Got it? If opening stock is more, means positive value, then it is expense for the company. If closing stock is extra or closing stock is excess over opening stock, you will get negative value. That means you have to deduct from expenses. Got it? And why to deduct? Because it means that we have sold less and more are in the stock. Employee benefit expenses. All benefits which company give to their employees comes under employee benefit expenses. For example, salary and wages. Bonus is extra to salary and wages. Salary and wages are different. They are regular incomes the workers get, but bonus is annual performance or any festival bonus. What is gratuity expenses? That amount charged for gratuity liability occurring to employees. Provident fund or PF, you have heard. Employees contribution to PF comes under this. ESI means employee state insurance. Got it? So if company has taken an insurance, that will comes under it. Leave encashment, if any worker encash their leaves, this comes under leave encashment. Staff welfare expenses like canteen, uniform, medical facilities, and directors remuneration, fees or salaries for directors. Now let's come to finance cost. What comes under finance cost? All interest on banks, debentures, public deposits, fee on loans, bank charges, interest on finance lease, discount on issue of debenture, loss on issue of debenture. All the items which connected with financing comes under finance cost. Got it? But remember one thing, that premium on redemption of debentures or loss on discount issue of debentures are finance cost, and these are not written under other expenses. Got it? Depreciation and amortization expenses. Depreciation on tangible assets like plant and machinery, goodwill, furniture, plant and machinery, building, furniture, and amortization is on intangible assets. You have to learn it from now that depreciation we calculate on tangible assets, while amortization is to be calculated on intangible assets. And what are impairment losses? The permanent reduction in value of an asset below its carrying amount is known as impairment losses. And what are other expenses? All expenses which are not covered or which I have not told till now will come under other expenses. Got it? It includes all other expenses rather than these 6 categories. So selling and distribution, administrative, financial, legal, repair, maintenance, insurance, power and fuel, all this comes under other expenses. So here we have done our profit and loss completely, and you have to learn first of all format of profit and loss, and after format you must know that which expense will come under which category. And after all 6 category, if any expense is remaining, that will come under other expenses. Hope you understand the topic statement of profit and loss. If you have any doubts, please tell me in the comment section. I will try to resolve your doubts. See you in the next class.